Well, I have one final question for you.
Mm-hmm.
You may know it, but I want you to think of a new answer.
Okay.
What advice do you have for someone breaking into comics, wants to create comics, or be
Mm-hmm.
someone who's fresh? What kind of advice would you give to someone who wants to make comics?
Well, this is a fun job, but it's a fun job. That means there's work involved. If you want to write every day. It can be a journal. It can be whatever. Write for at least 20 minutes a day. Every time I step away from the computer and I sit back down, it's like I've never written a word. That never goes away.
I feel the same way.
I have actor friends who have won Oscars, and I'm like, what happens when you turn down a job? They're like, I'm afraid I'll never work again. That's just the part of the life of being an artist. If you're an artist, don't just study comics. Take a life drawing class at your local community college. Draw still lifes, because you can't learn to be Evel Knievel if you don't know how to ride a bike. And you have to have those fundamentals before you can depart from them. Read the Bern Hogarth Dynamic Anatomy books. Read How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. Read Scott McCloud's brilliant Understanding Comics and Making Comics. Read Dave Gibbons' How to Make Comics book. Read these books. Study them. If you're an artist, get action figures. Take pictures of yourself. Draw. Know how the human form works. Worry about storytelling, not about splash pages. Splash pages are like monologues for auditions. If you work on one thing enough, you're going to be great, but can you do the other stuff? So if you're an artist and you have a portfolio, don't just show pages of Superman crashing through a building. Show pages of Lois and Clark having breakfast and getting John ready for school. Those are the fundamentals you need. You can depart from that, because even if you look at someone as cartoony as Bruce Timm, you can draw a human skeleton in all of those characters and they work in reality. You can't get stylized until you know how to do that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's work, but it will pay off. Determination and endurance are huge things. Endurance in any art form is probably more important than talent. Talent helps you get in the door, but if you don't have the endurance and you're not really ready to get in there down and dirty and do the grunt work, find something else.
Yeah, I agree with it. Even with the show that we're doing, it's about endurance for me and about consistency and creating great content that people are going to love. And it's not about doing it one week and just doing it once and one and done. It's doing it on a consistent basis.
And do stories that you would be willing to pay. Do the stories you want to see. Don't try and ride a commercial trend or something like that, because that, by the time something comes out and is popular, you doing a knockoff of that'll already be in the remainder bin. Tell stories honestly. Tell stories that you want to see. Tell stories that you would pay $4 for or spend 2 hours sitting in a theater for. Tell the stories that resonate with you. Honest storytelling will appeal to readers more than showy storytelling, because they can relate to. Readers or viewers know when they're being sold a bill of goods. They know when they have a confident storyteller with them. You don't have to tell them everything, but let them know that they can trust you.
Yep.
So,
I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming on the
Sure.
show and talking comics. And
Thanks.
Had a blast having you on.
Awesome.